Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Y'all ready to vote?
Yes.
I'm so happy to be here today. I'm Thomas Dixon. I'm the Democratic, your candidate for the United States Senate. And as of next Tuesday, when the polls close, I will be your United States Senator. Now, I've heard a whole lot of conversation already about getting out to vote, okay? So I'm not going down that trail. I'm not trying to repeat what others have said, because they've said it and they've said it well. And if today, 7 days before the election actually happens, that we don't have it down deep in our soul, that we need to get out to vote, and we need to take Ray Ray and Pookie and them over there to vote too, then we having a hard time learning our lessons. But I am here to say, in all seriousness, that in 7 days, we will make history. On the national level, in 7 days, we will begin to build upon the legacy started by President Barack Obama when we elect the first woman president of the United States, Hillary Rodham Clinton. Yes, history is 7 days away. In 7 days, we will make history in South Carolina when Democrats across the state are elected to the General Assembly in record numbers. Because the good people of South Carolina are ready to prove that they mean what they say when they say enough is enough. And in South Carolina, in 7 days, we will make history when Democrats Dimitri Cherney, Eric Bjorn, Hosea Cleveland, Chris Fideli, Fran Person, Mal Hyman, and myself, Thomas Dixon, together with the Honorable Congressman Jim Clyburn, when we claim 7 seats in Congress, and I am elected to represent you as your next United States Senator. My fellow Democrats, after 14 years of surviving under the oppressive hand of the Republican partisan politics, in 7 days, there will be a new dawn and a new day in South Carolina and in America. That new dawn and that new day will usher in a new hope, a future filled with hope, a future where all Americans are paid a living wage and the right to bargain collectively is protected by union representation. A future where jobs in South Carolina increase while poverty in South Carolina decreases. A future where all of our children have access to a quality public education. A future where those who go to prison come out and are able to stand and not be the victims of a system where they are set up to fail. A future where common sense gun legislation will be passed that will keep Americans safe no matter whether they are in a movie theater, at a nightclub, on a college campus, in a church, or if they are 6 and 7 year olds in elementary school, or if they are the victims of an abusive relationship. That legislation will be passed. A future where justice will be served for mothers like Tamika Myers, Kendra Stevens, Patrice Dantzler, Melody Geddes McFadden, and so many others, as well as Judy and Walter Scott Sr., and the survivors of Mother Emanuel and the tragedy that happened there because their loved ones lost their lives at the wrong end of a bullet. A future is ahead of us. A future where all Americans have access to affordable health care, a human right, not a man-made privilege. We look toward a future where benefits for our seniors are secure and their quality of life is enriched, not taken away from. A future where our veterans receive the respect that they are due by the nature of their standing up for our country, expanding their benefits and ensuring that veterans hospitals offer them the best care they can get, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. And whether you want to believe it or not, the future that we bring to the table as Democrats, it's a future where Republicans realize that there is a better way when we use common sense for the common good. A future where they see American people who can breathe, dream, and hope once again. Oh yeah, we're going to have some Republicans jumping ship soon. Now there's those of you here who would laugh at what I'm saying and say these are the rantings of a lunatic. But there was a wise man that once said somewhere along the way that you might say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a dreamer. Our President Barack Obama is a dreamer. Vice President Joe Biden is a dreamer. Our next President of the United States, Hillary Clinton, is a dreamer. Our Congressman Jim Clyburn is a dreamer. Our next Congressman Fran Pearson is a dreamer. And each and every one of you is a dreamer. And that's what makes us better than the rest. We dare to dream and we dare to make those dreams happen. I believe that in this great nation that we live in, all things are possible. So when I say I'm a dreamer, I believe that those dreams are attainable. And the dream of success in America, no matter what your background is, no matter what your gender or your gender orientation is, no matter how you worship, what school you went to, or what neighborhood you grew up in this great nation, I believe that success is attainable. And I'm a living witness of it. Now, y'all don't get taken aback by what I'm getting ready to say. The words that are spoken to you today came from the heart of a former alcoholic and drug addict from the projects of Chicago. And I didn't copy this from anybody. It's come from my heart. From the projects of Chicago, who only has a high school education. A man who has been to prison and was all but cast aside and written off by the standards of today's society. A man who decided one day that enough is enough, and he decided to do something about it in spite of his past. And now, with your help, that same man is going to the floor of the United States Senate to represent you, the great people of the great state of South Carolina. Did you know that? Why? Why am I going? And why can I do this? Because this is America. And we are Americans. And the American dream is even more real today as we look forward than it has ever been. Yes, I say to you today that it's a new day and a new dawn in South Carolina. And we're going to prove it on November the 8th, just 7 days away, when we paint this red state blue, when we take back the reins of control in South Carolina, when we stand up and prove that enough is enough, and we will not back down and we will not give it up. And when we take it this time, we're never going to give it back. Y'all take care, God bless you, and make it to the polls.
Yes, sir. I think that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the White House.